And let's talk about the Press Council bill. There are efforts on the Nigerian Press Council amendment. The sponsor of the controversial bill in the House of Representatives, Honorable Segun Odebomi, a member of the APC from Oyo State, has said that the media industry stakeholders have a right to reject the bill entirely or some sections of the proposed law they are not comfortable with. There have been criticisms on the bill, which has been described by some practitioners as perhaps the most draconian media bill that ever existed in the history of Nigeria. The sponsor of the bill, Honorable Segun Odebomi, joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Honorable, for joining us at this time. Let me begin by asking you, we would like to know what is on your mind, Honorable, when you were proposing the amendment to that bill and when you brought that idea up. Because practitioners feel very offended by it, and they're saying that it is the most draconian piece of legislation that has ever emerged from Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Odebomi Segun Dispide, like you said, to the glory of God, I'm representing Surulere Ogula Federal Constituency in the National Assembly there. The bill, I like and I appreciate the way you put it. That existing bill. The bill we are talking about is an existing bill. I mean the existing act. Actually, a lot of issues on it. In fact, some are in the court, from High Court to the Appeal Court, even to the Supreme Court right now. But my opinion is that, why do we need to go to court? We are in a democratic era. And the law gives the National Assembly power to amend the law. This is an act. Even the constitution that is very, very cumbersome in the process of amendment. We engage on it on at least 10. But the act is just a process in the National Assembly, which I believe we can work on it and get the best for us. Well, I have the privilege of serving in that committee in the last assembly. And I know this is an existing agency, an existing act. But to the best of my knowledge, the expectation from this press council agency, I'm very sure Nigerians are yet to get it from them. And what can we do to get this from them? It's by amending their law. If you go through the existing and my proposal, you can easily get that. I only work on section 2 by introducing another section there that has to do with the executive secretary, and I thought of maybe we can come up with a board that will come from all the stakeholders. That is my own thinking. And mind you, the process of law is very clear. My own thinking, my own idea cannot make a law. The process is you put it at the public hearing, put it at the table for the stakeholders to make their input and add value to whatever on the table. So to the best of my knowledge, I can use this platform to say it loud and clear that there is no any either visible or visible hand behind the bill. It is never a bill generated from the executive. It's my personal idea. And I believe whatever that is not friendly in the bill, I mean in the existing acts, the best way to get it out is by amending. You know, the bill is years there is already an existing act. And why are we talking about it at this time around after years of democracy? Why are we talking about it right now? Because it's existing. Had it been the last 20 years it has been amended, By now, nobody will be talking about it again.
All right, Honorable, if I'm becoming quickly, yeah, it's interesting that you have said, because this is some of the criticism, because those who have criticized your effort had said that this is perhaps being sponsored, not perhaps out of the National Assembly, that there being some pressure on you to bring up this bill. These are some of the arguments that have come into play. But that's why I asked a question, what was on your mind when you brought this up? And I'd like to know also, Honorable, do you realize the sensitivity in the land where there are concerns about press freedom, where there are concerns about freedom of expression in the country? Does it look like a good time for you to bring about this kind of amendment that suggests your effort in trying to stifle press freedom?
Like, yeah, I told you, I never plan, and it is never considered purposely to guide the freedom of the press. Mind you, I don't know why we are postponing the evil days. The assembly has a tenure of 4 years. Then why can't you engage in the amendment and get the best for this country?
But Honorable, apologies. Yeah, you're saying I agree that there needs to be an amendment. But why do you want the independence of the press, of journalism in the country, to be put under the control of government? Why would you want it like that? It's good to amend.
No, I'm not. It's like unless you can tell me that all is well in the industry, even in the government side, in the public side, some people are calling for regulation. Of the price. But what I'm telling you, if you go through the bill I propose, I'm proposing that instead of waiting until somebody one day or government will come up the idea of regulating that would not be acceptable, why can't the stakeholders come together right now and come up with a code that will be guiding the process? And this code will be powered by that agent, by that act. We will be given the body that you have the power to go and make a code that will be guiding the process. At that point, even if there's any problem with any journalist, the government will refer to the body that they will report you like NJC. They will report to the body, and the body will take the measure within the house.
So let's take these issues one after the other. One of the things that you are proposing is obtaining a license before you can build or start a press hub. That's one of the things that you are proposing. Is that true? Why do you want to propose that?
It's already existing. Check the existing act. It's an existing clause. Go and check. That's what I'm saying.
But you're seeking an amendment to it. No, you are seeking an amendment to it, and basically, what you are saying in that you are on your proposal, Honorable, so our Nigerians can get you clearly and understand where these issues are. I don't know. Let me ask you frontally: have you? I'm a practitioner within the broadcast sector. Have you read the NBC Act, the amended NBC Code? Have you read it?
Yeah.
Have you read it? So if you have read it, if you've listened, because I know you must have interacted with practitioners in the industry. What do you hope, or what have they told you, the practitioners in the broadcast sector, relating to the NBC Code? Did they tell you that they are aware about some of these things? Did they tell you that they have input in the amendment? Have they told you about their grievances?
Amendment of the NBC? Or which one are you talking about?
The NBC Act and the NBC Code.
The existing NBC Code?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, what is the problem with it?
I'm asking, since you said you are interacting with practitioners so that in the future we do not postpone the evil day, and I'm giving a specific example of the broadcast sector, the grievances of stakeholders in that sector, if you have listened to them.
I said I'm talking about the Press Council, not NBC.
Yeah, I
NBC has
understand.
an existing.
Absolutely. And I'm saying that the reason why people seem to have some doubt about what you're working on, you said you have a good intention. Good. But the content of the amendment and the proposal you are putting forward is suspicious. And those are the issues that people have with it. And I'm putting the issues before you. And I'm giving an example of the broadcast sector, for example, that people feel they're being left out.
No, you know, the NBC Act you are referring is different from the Press Council. The NBC Act dealing with the Press Council is dealing with most of the journalists. And we are talking about journalists when it comes to the issue of Press Council. And what I'm saying, I'm proposing a code under the Press Council that will give the body the power to make a code within themselves. And mind you, the process of law is very clear about this matter. Even if I propose any clause that is not acceptable by the majority, because the law is made for the people and people to honor it. And before you can agree on it, you will go through it. Then you propose, you make an amendment at the public hearing stage. You submit a memorandum. And at the end of the day, we have a clean copy of the bill to be laid back to the National Assembly.
So, I mean, let me, there are just about 2-3 questions that I want to ask within the frame of the few minutes that we have. Given the contentious nature of the issues of how to regulate the media, why didn't the House engage media stakeholders prior to the sponsorship of the amended bill of the MPC and the NBC Act?
Thank you very much for that question. The lay-down procedure for the amending the law, this is exactly what I did that was laid down. You cannot engage on the stakeholder until the public hearing stage. The idea of amending the law is about it may be your personal thinking, it may be some people or group of people sending a memorandum to you that they want you to look into this matter and amend the law for them. But when you come up with a draft, you lay it at the first reading at the National Assembly. Then at the second reading, that is the stage where we are now. In fact, what we are doing right now is still part of the second reading. It's part of the public hearing. It's part of engaging the stakeholders. At that point, you will engage those who in support of the bill, those who are not. You engage you engage the government, you engage the stakeholders, you engage everybody. Then you now come up with a clear copy of the bill.
All right. Perhaps
So
my final question, Honorable, is now that there is a public outcry about the proposed amendment, what do you consider as a way forward, especially given the perception that the committee have vested interest in pushing the bill? Because some stakeholders are saying that the bill must die.
Yeah, good question. Like I told you in the first, that I don't have a personal interest on the matter. But with the experience I have in that area, with the opportunity I have in the last assembly to sign the area, I think we should make use of that opportunity of amending that law to suit whatever reason what we are thinking we are looking for. You know, if the stakeholders at the end of the day said, hey, they concluded that they don't like it, they don't want it, then they have no choice to drop the bill. Because I'm not a practitioner in the industry, and I don't have a personal interest. Okay. But I know at the end of the day, in some years to come, they will come back to appreciate me if you are able to get it right.
Honorable Segun Odebumi, the sponsor of the Press Council Amendment Bill. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I want to say this, that even presently, the content of Nigeria, they should work on it. Otherwise, the colonial masters are working on to take a lot of things out of the Nigeria. Nigeria content should be protected in Nigeria to safeguard our people.